You're very welcome to this online open day for postgraduate programs in TU Dublin. If you can just go back to the front slide there. This is one of the first opportunities we have of presenting our new school, which combines architecture, environment and planning as part of the TU Dublin restructuring process. So students coming in September will be coming into a brand new school that will combine programs in architecture, construction and planning. Go to the next slide there. And TU Dublin is very much a multidisciplinary organisation, and we're associated with the area of the built environment. And in the built environment, we represent all of the participating professions, including architecture, architectural technology, timber technology from the architecture side, and then environmental management and planning from the planning side. And we also have relationships with our other colleagues in surveying and engineering. Next slide. And we're very mindful of the changing and very challenging external environment, and we seek to ensure that our programs are industry current and are very aware of the need to ensure that the content of what we deliver aligns with the needs and expectations of practitioners. And this is especially the case at postgraduate level, where many students come to TU Dublin to develop the skills that they need to continue their career and provide professional services to the consumer and to the industry at large. And we're very mindful of the importance and the central importance of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And we have a process now in place where we ensure that all of our programs address these in combination and in total. You'll all be aware also that we're dealing with a housing crisis, and there's funding available from government and for this sector of the industry. So we can expect to see a great deal of activity for the next 5 to 10 years as the industry continues to deal with this important environmental societal demand. We're aware of the national planning framework and ensure that our programs graduate practitioners who are able to address those needs. And of course, there's the whole area of climate action, which is a central element of what we do. And most recently, we've seen the launch of the National Home Retrofit Scheme, where huge amounts of money will be spent over a period of time addressing this fundamental need, and that will require all kinds of professionals from architecture to environment and planning. And so we hope that our programs will help people to address those needs. Next slide. And of course, TU Dublin is located centrally. We're based in Bolton Street and the Linen Hall building. We're 5 minutes walk from Grange Gorman and part of the city centre. Most of our postgraduate programs are delivered online, but at the same time, we do have opportunities for people to attend college. Hopefully, these will increase over the coming year as COVID restrictions are removed. Next slide. So I just want to give you an overview of the postgraduate courses. I'll talk about the courses in relating to architecture, and I'll hand over to my colleague David O'Connor, who will talk about the programs in environment and planning. So next slide. So we have our Master of Architecture and related professional diploma in architectural practice, and also a suite of building performance modules on the architecture side of the school. And then we have a series of other programs in spatial planning and sustainable development that David will talk about in a moment. Next slide. So in the area of architecture and building performance, the first of our programs is the Master of Architecture program, The TU 282 program is the full-time version, which is available to graduates of 4-year full-time undergraduate architecture programs. The fee is 9,675. There's a series of studio modules in each semester and a range of supporting modules. You'll be able to see student work relating to this program on our website under study and student work, and the point of contact is Kevin Donovan in the School of Architecture. So next slide. So the related program is the TU 410 Master of Architecture program, which is an advanced entry version of that program, and it focuses on the architectural design research studio module and supporting research modules. That's yes, and that's the entry requirement for that is a 5-year Bachelor of Architecture or equivalent. It's 1 semester duration. The fee is 3,135, and again, the point of contact is Kevin Donovan. Next slide. And the Professional Diploma in Architectural Practice is a 2-semester program. You need a B.Arch or equivalent for entry. It leads to the RAAI accreditation and registration as an architect. The fee for the case study module is 1,140, and then the 3 theory modules are €380 each, and they can be done as standalone CPD. And the content is a case study and supporting theory modules, and our point of contact there is Emma Gagan at the School of Architecture. Next slide. So our building performance program is a nested MSc program comprising a postgraduate certificate, a postgraduate diploma, and a master's level program. Entry is for qualified architects, surveyors, engineers, or equivalent industry professionals. The postgraduate certificate is 2 semesters long. The fee is normally 2,500, but we've succeeded in gaining Springboard Plus funding for the last number of years, and we have an application that's pending, and we're hopeful that that will come true. And if we do get Springboard Plus funding, the fee is only €250. So it's a very popular program at the moment. The content is a series of modules: NZ policy and technology, building energy modelling using either DEEP or PHPP, hygrothermal risk assessment, thermal bridge calculation, building performance NZ project, and they're delivered over 2 semesters. And again, there's student work visible on our website under student work. Our point of contact is Joseph Little in the School of Architecture. Next slide. So the next related program is the Postgraduate Diploma, and that is accessible having done the postgraduate certificate. So the fee for the cert is 2,500 and the fee for the diploma is €3,000. Again, the diploma is 2 semesters on top of the 2 semesters in the postgraduate certificate, and they have further design modules of multi-unit residential and office buildings, and also energy modelling tools using NEEP or dynamic simulation, and also building environmental assessment methods. And again, the point of contact is Joseph Little. So next slide. And the final stage in the program is the MSc, which is focusing on a research dissertation and project and related research modules. And again, it's a nested program. So the postgraduate cert is 2,500, the diploma is 3,000, and then the final MSc stage is 2,000. So it's a total fee of 7,500, but that would be reduced in the first year with Springboard Plus funding. All of the information is on the TU Dublin website. The images on each of these slides is taken from the website, so you're able to drill in and find out more detail on that. Next slide. So this is the last slide on the architecture section, and it's just to say that all of the or many of the modules on our programs are also offered a standalone CPD. So you can do a single CPD module and you can have that, and you'll get exemption from that if you were to enroll on the program as a whole. So I'll hand it over to you, David, now to talk about the programs in environmental planning.
Great, thank you, Cormac. And we'll keep a close eye on the lobby as well. A few people are joining in, which is very welcome. And to let any new entrants to the meeting know that this has been recorded, and we'll stop the recording at the end of the presentation for Q&A. So thanks again, Cormac, for the presentation, postgraduate education in the School of Architecture. I represent the Environment and Planning discipline, which is currently in the School of Transport Engineering, Environment and Planning. But as Cormac has said, we will be joining in a new School of Architecture, Building and Environment, commencing September 2022, and from a disciplinary point of view, we think that makes a lot of sense, and there would already be a lot of cooperation and synergy between our disciplines. So in terms of postgraduate education in environment and planning, we have a suite of postgraduate programs. I want to highlight two here today because we have two programs that commence in September. I'll mention quickly two additional programs that start in January 2023, next intake. But in September 2022, we will commence the next intake for firstly the MSc in Spatial Planning, which is highlighted here. And entry onto the program. There are a few entry requirements on this program because it leads to professional accreditation across a number of professional institutes, the IPI, the Irish Planning Institute, and the Royal Town Planning Institute. So to gain entry to the program, there's quite a high bar. There is a 5-year professional experience requirement, and students are required to take a level of professional practice in the planning related areas over the duration of the program. The program is 2.5 years part-time, so it runs over 5 semesters, and it's blended delivery. So at the moment, approximately 40 to 50% of the program is delivered online, mainly in the evening to suit working professionals, but there are blocks. 8 times a year, students are required to attend on campus in Bolton Street and Grange Gorman for a Friday and a Saturday. So 8 times a year, the group comes together and carries out necessary studio and symposium and seminar-based, and sometimes a lot of field trips as well. Very much targeted at mid-career professionals. We take people in from related disciplines to spatial planning, be it architecture, engineering, environmental sciences. It could be many disciplines, and there is an interview for entry onto the program. As I say, it's professionally accredited, so graduates who successfully achieve the program can become professional members of the Irish Planning Institute or the Royal Town Planning Institute. A very positive, the program has been running for many years, and our graduates have made a strong contribution to the field of planning, and many come back and teach on the program and give presentations to the program. For further information, the program chair is Adrian Reid, and Adrian's details are there. Cormac has included QR links, and you can find out details on the program on the TU Dublin website. I'd additionally like to highlight the MSc in Sustainable Development, part-time and full-time. So this is a program that has been running within our discipline area for I think it's approaching 25 years now. We've delivered this program successfully, so there are many graduates of the MSc Sustainable Development who have, we think, pushed the boundaries of sustainability within their disciplines and within their professional and personal lives. The entry requirement is a level 8 honours degree, and it will suit people from a diverse range of backgrounds who have a strong motivation and interest in sustainability. The program runs in a full-time mode, which I'm highlighting here. So students will attend. Again, it's a blended delivery. There's 1 day full-time attendance required, and then there's additional, that's normally on a Friday. And then during the week, again, in the evening time, as much as possible, we have online, and there are optional modules associated with this program. So you can design a program around your own specific needs. The program includes a field trip to a European destination. Of interest is our destination this year was Cork City, and it was a very successful trip. But normally it is to overseas destinations and the group will curate a trip, and it's a very rewarding experience. There is also a professional placement as part of this program. So students are required to carry out 2 days of work experience over 16 weeks as part of the program. And that's an accredited work placement as part of the program. So it's a very rewarding program, and many postgraduate programs are specialist. This is a broad program which seeks to broaden perspectives and actually bring together people from different disciplines so that they can learn that there are other perspectives and learn from each other's shared experiences. But it also allows students to focus through a dissertation project. There's also a part-time version of this program, also blended delivery, but it means that students can take this on a part-time basis over a 2-year period, and they will mix together with the full-time students. And again, as I say, it's a very diverse group of students, and our graduates come back in and meet with the students as well. Quickly before we finish, I will mention that we also run an MSc in Sustainable Transport and Mobility. This is mainly an evening, part-time and blended program that runs from January to January over 2 years. It's accredited with the Transport Planning Society, a UK-based organisation that's connected with the Chartered Institute of Highways and Transportation, and it really is the benchmark accreditation in transport planning. And this is the first and only qualification outside of the UK to achieve the transport planning professional qualification. So graduates of this program are eligible for the title of transport planning professional. The program is highly multidisciplinary and it's co-delivered by our own school and also the School of Civil and Structural Engineering. I'm currently acting co-chair representing our school. You can contact myself or my colleague in the School of Civil and Structural Engineering, Glenn Hingerty, if you want to know more about the MSc in Sustainable Transport and Mobility. And finally, the MSc in Urban Regeneration and Development, also a January start program, 2 years part-time, and really takes in professionals from, again, all walks of life, but who have a focus or an interest in the field of urban regeneration and regenerating towns, cities, and villages. And it will suit particularly built environment practitioners who want to broaden their experience and skills in terms of urban regeneration and development. Again, a very multidisciplinary and very engaged program with a lot of involvement and lecturers from industry and a lot of project-based learning. The program chair is Dr. Sarah Rock, and Sarah's details are there. I think that concludes our presentation, Cormac. And we have some time for Q&A. So we might cease the recording there and see if any of our guests have any questions and answers.